Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today as we get finally back to Premier League football and we don't need to see an international for the next 4 months. 4 months of freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so grateful. No Gareth Southgate for 4 months. Anyway, that is the good news, and club football has returned, so you're getting your preview now for Newcastle versus Chelsea, and we're going to get into the nitty-gritty and all the details leading up to tomorrow's game, where there will be a live watch-along. The watch-alongs are back, obviously, so tomorrow, Newcastle-Chelsea, we will be here. Don't go anywhere. We will be here. And on top of that, straight after the game, you'll be getting your match review from me. So make sure you're here for that. In order to be here for all of that as it drops and for you to be notified, you have to make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be notified once I have uploaded. On top of that, check out the socials that are on screen and in the description for you right now. Let's get cracking. Actually, before we get cracking, shootout, link in the description. And there hasn't been a prediction video. Apologies on behalf of George as well, because his graphics card blew up. It actually exploded. Like, it actually went kaboom. Don't know how. He doesn't know how. No one knows how. But he's got a replacement coming in, and that is going to be coming in, I'm guessing, at some time tomorrow, ready for the content to be uploaded again on Sunday. So just a forewarning, even on his channel tomorrow, he might struggle to get a review up in time. So just to let you know, as you know, I am constantly in touch with him, and we're good mates. So yeah, I thought I'd give you the warning. But yeah, shootout review will be out on Sunday for tomorrow's games. We will go over what went down tomorrow, or what goes down tomorrow, so make sure you're there for that. Let's get cracking. Newcastle versus Chelsea. Now, on paper, this should be a very difficult game. This is one of those games, it's actually crazy, you know. Now I look back at it, I'm like, bloody, this is Chelsea. This is what happens with Chelsea. When we were looking at these run of games in advance, do you remember? We were looking at Arsenal, Tottenham, City, Newcastle, Brighton, Man United, and all was like, you know, this has gone crazy. Well, Brentford in the middle of that, I think. We were all like, oh my God, this is gonna be crazy. We can't fathom this. And look how we've done so far. Yeah, we drew against Arsenal. I'm still gutted about that. We should have won. We beat Tottenham somehow. We drew 4-4 to Man City, and we're coming into this game against Newcastle confident. And not just confident because of us, but confident because of them. Newcastle are in a little bit of a pickle right now. And when we're going to start off with Newcastle in terms of to analyse in this preview, we have to acknowledge the amount of injuries that they have, the way that they're trying to balance Premier League and Champions League football, and right now it's looking like it's taking a turn for the worse. It looks like they've now gone in the same direction like Brighton did initially when they were trying to balance Europa League football with the Premier League, and they couldn't do it, and they just started losing games for fun. Well, Newcastle are now in that bracket with the injuries that they have. They've had the international break, but as a result, it still looks like the exact same players that were out for the Bournemouth game that they lost 2-0 are going to be out tomorrow against Chelsea at home. Now, the one good thing for them is that they're going to be at home. But if we run through, and that's our bogey place, by the way, so I'll come to that in a sec. But when we run through their team and who's available, it's looking like the starting 11 that they initially had for the game against Bournemouth are going to be the ones that have to play tomorrow. Minus Lewis Hall, because Lewis Hall started that game. He can't play tomorrow because he's still on loan from us, even though a deal will be done. But he is still on loan from us, which means that he cannot play against his parent club. So he's out tomorrow. So what are Newcastle going to do? It seems like right now they could have Almiron, Shah, as well as Trippier, all available, because there were some doubts about those three, but they're there. There were rumours that Isak and Longstaff could be back, but as of right now, they are doubts. So they could still be out by the time we get to tomorrow and we got to play Newcastle. So if we're looking at their injury list, they've got Harvey Barnes, Isak is a doubt, Callum Wilson, Dan Burn, Elliot Anderson, Jacob Murphy, Matt Targett, Sven Botman. All out. Bruno Guimaraes is going to be back. So Bruno does come back because he was on a suspension. He's back. And on top of that, Tonali is suspended because of the whole gambling issue. So they're very, very unstable at the moment. Whereas for Chelsea, we have everyone that we initially had available for the Man City game available for tomorrow. Unfortunately, there won't be Nkunku and there won't be Lavia. They're not quite ready yet. I expect, and Pochettino said in the press conference, they won't be ready for tomorrow. I expect them to be ready for next weekend, potentially. They might be in the squad. I don't expect them to start. But that's the latest on Nkunku and Lavia, which means that we basically have the same players that we had initially available against Manchester City. Now, that's not the worst thing, because the way that we've been playing and the way that we did play against Manchester City sets a precedent. It sets how Chelsea should be able to conduct their business now moving forward. And when you're looking at Chelsea in-house, you look at our last couple of training sessions. There was footage that came out of the training sessions. We've had some news that have come out of training, and we've had words from Pochettino. All of it looks like it's aligning to the same direction. And you know what that direction is? It's that Pochettino has full control. And it's starting to shape up. It's starting to shape up. We had him come out in the press conference and talk about Nkunku, Lavia, that they're not going to be back. But he said something crucial. He said, I already know my starting 11. I've got it, but I'm not going to tell you. That's good to hear. That's really good to hear. I'm glad he's got a starting 11 set and he knows exactly what he's going to do, because that screams preparation and it screams confidence and it screams that he knows what he's doing. That's fantastic. But on top of that, two other bits of information that have come out of training. One, in terms of the clips that we've managed to see, it does look like a lot of the players that are in the squad at the moment are looking sharp. They look well drilled. They look like they're executing things with a high intensity and a quick urgency, which is good. Fantastic. That's all I can ask. On top of that, I don't know if you heard what Nicholas Jackson had to say. And Nicholas Jackson talking about how he was punished for getting the suspension or the amount of yellow cards that he got. And he didn't even know that he was being punished. Again, it screams control from Pochettino. He had to go and do a run. He had to go and do laps, right? And he was just told by the coaches, you got to go and run. And he's running. Everyone else has gone off to normal training and he's found himself running and he's asking questions. His words, by the way, he said this. He keeps running and running. He's like, I don't know what's going on here. Why am I running and no one else is running? Why am I the only one that's doing this? What's going on? He was not told to stop up until when he literally ended up on the floor because he was that exhausted. Later, it was evident and he did suspect it and went, am I being punished? Like, what's going on? Then he did figure out that it was because of the yellow cards. Pochettino did speak with him, and that screams good man management as well. Pochettino educating him and telling him exactly how he needs to conduct himself. Nicholas Jackson afterwards came out and acknowledged that he needs to watch how he talks. The little run-in that he had with one supporter against, I don't know if it was Arsenal or Tottenham, but one of those games where, was it Man City? Where he was having a clash. I think it was either the Arsenal game or the Man City game, because it happened at the Bridge. And he was literally having words and Pochettino had to step in. Nicholas Jackson acknowledged that he needs to watch how he talks to the referees and not get yellow cards stupidly. He acknowledged that he apologized to the fan and he shouldn't be talking to the fan that way, even though, maybe the fan was a bit excessive. But regardless, he acknowledged that the fan set a level at this football club, unlike how he was finding it at Villarreal. And the pressure is on at Chelsea, unlike Villarreal. And for that reason, he has to perform and he respects it because that's the level of Chelsea Football Club. His words, I heard him say all of that and I was like, Nico, respect. Fantastic. You understand. You get it. And it's nice to see that, you've made those mistakes, but you're learning from them and you're actively going to make a big effort to not make those again. And you acknowledge where you went wrong and you know where you need to fix up. And you've taken it on the chin and you're going to put in the work. I can't ask for more. So the attitude and the mentality is spot on. Absolutely spot on. And when we're talking about mentality, we get it from Cole Palmer. We're getting it from Conor Gallagher. We're getting it from other players that are all starting to say the same thing, that now we can't go below a certain level at this football club and we need to perform. And they executed that mentality physically against Manchester City. We saw it in living colour. That is how we want Chelsea to play. Yes, we understand, and Pochettino said in the press conference, and he said it correctly, he said we're a young team, not by age, not in terms of the players, but by the team. And what he means by that is, not necessarily just the age of the players, but the age of this newly formed group is very young. It's just been formed. So he's like, we need to give this some time in order for it to bond even more, but the urgency is there to perform. And the players get it. And against Manchester City, yes, we didn't get the win, but we fought back 3 times against the best team in the country and the best team in Europe, and some would say the best team in the world, right? 3 times we came back from behind with this team. That's what we can ask for at the moment. Now, on top of that, when we can get the win, we get the win. But at the minimum, what they put in against Manchester City is what we want to see on a weekly basis. So it's no different against Newcastle. Now, Newcastle are our bogey team. We don't go to St. James's Park and pick up results often. We don't like it over there. Let's just be honest. It's a place where we just do not collect points. We don't collect points. We just don't, right? But that can change tomorrow. They've got injuries. They've got to focus on their trip to Paris, right? Because they got Champions League not long away. So they've got one eye on that game against PSG, knowing that they have to get a result if they even want to think about getting to the last 16. With the squad and the limited squad that they have, Newcastle are there for the taking. This is the best time to play against Newcastle. And Newcastle are not going to be a side that I think just tries to sit back and do nothing. We know that they can be an aggressive team in terms of the press. They do like to come out, but they defend very well. There's a difference between parking the bus and defending very well. Chelsea, back in our day when we used to just not concede, that wasn't us just sitting back doing nothing. Like, no, we went and we scored goals. We did. We took it to teams when we felt like we needed to, but we defended very, very well. We were hard to get past. Newcastle are hard to get past, but it doesn't mean they just park the bus and just do nothing and tighten up the spaces and just sit there waiting for something to happen. So hopefully, if they are to come out tomorrow at home at St. James's Park trying to chase a result, they're going to leave some spaces. And if they do leave some spaces, then hopefully we have enough space in order for us to play the game that we want to play. And hopefully we're not coming up against a low block where we just struggle, because that's just how it is. But I'd like to think that even now that point needs to be sorted out. We can't just keep saying, oh no, we're playing against a low block, therefore we're going to lose. Like we just give up. Like, no, we need to find a way. And that's down to Pochettino. You need to find a way. And I'd like to think that's the only piece that's really missing now in this team in terms of the ability. We need to find a way to break teams down and kill them off early. Get an early goal. So tomorrow, I'm hoping that's going to happen. So if we're going to talk about the starting 11 and how we're going to move forward, what are we going to do? How are we going to approach this game? I have to say, for the first time in a while, I'm looking at this Chelsea team and I'm thinking, it picks itself. I'm not really fussed. And you know what? We actually have some choices. Let's get into it. Let me show you what I've got down as a starting 11 and we'll analyse it a little bit. So here it is. I've got it all out on screen because I don't want to take up too much time revealing player by player. But there it is. It is the same team that played against Manchester City. Right? Same team. Now, we've got choices to make. We've got choices in terms of the centre-back pairing. There's Levi Colwill, there's Thiago Silva there. But we've also got Disasi, who played very well against Manchester City. And we've got Badiashile, who we know we can all rely on. 100%. The good thing about Disasi and Badiashile is their height. And we do lack in the air. Their height, they're both 1m97, 94, I think it is. I think Badiashile is 197 and Disasi's 194 or something like that. They're both monsters, yeah? So Thiago Silva has the experience. Levi Colwill is very, very adaptable, and we know that on his day, he's a solid centre-back. But if we're talking in terms of versatility, height, strength and form, we can even, if we wanted to, go to a Disasi Badiashile centre-back pairing, and I think we'll be okay. Disasi played well against Manchester City. So that is where we have choices. So I don't mind. I've got this down as the two centre-backs. To be honest, sorry, Levi Colwill didn't play against Manchester City. It was Thiago Silva and Disasi. But Levi Colwill is available again. Does he come straight back into the team? You'd like to think that he is one of the centre-backs that we're going to be looking to base our entire team around. So he probably gets the nod. But I'm not against having Badiashile there. I'm not against having Disasi if he plays like how we did against Manchester City. I don't want any dodgy performances. So there's that. In terms of the fullbacks, it picks itself. Kukureya's playing very well at left back. Reece James, right back, played really well against Manchester City. Hopefully has a good game against Newcastle. And it's funny, if we're going to talk about predictions, George has Reece James scoring. So let me know in the comments if you agree with George. I don't. Personally, it's not impossible. In fact, there's a chance Reece James could score tomorrow, but I don't know. I don't see him scoring. But who knows? Maybe he will. So let me know in the comments if you agree with that or you disagree. The midfield, Enzo Caicedo. Now, this is where, look, I wish Lavia was available, but he's not. Enzo needs to rest. He needs one game off. Because I feel like he's going to be, even tomorrow, I don't feel like he's going to put in a good performance. But if we don't play him, who's going to play? Ugochukwu. Now, Pochettino made the same case for Caicedo, said that Caicedo was in fact the last one to come back from international duty. Caicedo arrived yesterday. So is he really going to play against Newcastle? We're going to travel up to Newcastle as well. So he's come back from South America. He's back in London. He's gone to training. And then tomorrow we're heading up to Newcastle. If they've not done so already, realistically, they should have done so already. So that way they can sleep it off. I don't know. Does Caicedo play? Because apparently he might not even play. So and we can't have both Caicedo and Enzo not playing, because then we've got no midfield. So what are we going to do? I wouldn't be surprised if we're probably going to see Ugochukwu get the nod for one of them, Enzo or Caicedo. And I'm guessing it's probably going to be Caicedo. I don't feel like Caicedo's going to start tomorrow. I'll be surprised if he does, because it's a bit mad coming back from South America, straight back. All right, travel to Newcastle. All right, play. Like that's a bit too soon. So let me know. Now, we can mix it up if we were to bring Gallagher deeper and bring Palmer central, because then we can put Mudryk on the left-hand side and Sterling on the right. We could play that way if we want to. But Gallagher, in his position right now where he is on the pitch, has been nothing short of absolutely immense. I love everything that he's doing right now. One of my favourite players on the pitch in terms of growth, attitude and execution. I have nothing bad to say about Conor Gallagher. Nothing. So all I can say is, Conor, keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. That's it. And I'm pretty sure tomorrow he will, because like I said, it's not just down to Gallagher, it's Pochettino. Pochettino's got Gallagher playing brilliantly. And Gallagher knows it, and he's enjoying it, and you can see he's got a good bond with Pochettino. He understands what he wants, he understands what he's asked of him, and he does it. And Pochettino's happy. So there's that. And the front three, this front three right now is very effective. And I've longed to say that about a Chelsea front three. We've got Sterling against Manchester City, who put in an absolute clinic. Sterling was immense against Manchester City, but this is where I'm looking to Sterling as our most experienced player, I'm guessing. One of the seniors in this squad. We need you to be like that week in, week out. We need you to play at that level every week, right? We understand there's going to be some games where he maybe dips a little and he puts in a good performance, not a clinic, but a good performance, and that's okay. But I need a good performance tomorrow. I don't need a stinker. So Sterling, if he does like what he did against Manchester City, definitely one of the first names on the team sheet as well. Cole Palmer, I've got nothing. I've got nothing to say. Like Jose used to say, I've got nothing to say. Jose, what do you think about... I've got nothing to say. What do you think about the ref? I've got nothing to say. What do you think about the loss? I've got nothing to say. Cole Palmer, I've got nothing to say. Cole Palmer's been gold. Absolute gold. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Cole Palmer's going to do. It's not even a case of me hoping that he's going to play well tomorrow. I know he's going to play well tomorrow. That's how good Cole Palmer is right now. I just know. I'm looking forward to seeing it. And we will be here on the watch along. And I'll be looking at Cole Palmer and I'll be like, he's done it again. He's done it again, that kid. He's done it again. Wait and see. Nicholas Jackson. Now, we spoke about him earlier on. Nicholas Jackson, I'm hoping, gets a goal. Because if he gets another goal tomorrow, that would have been a goal against, well, that would have been 3 against Tottenham, a goal against Man City, and a goal against Newcastle. Realistically, at this point, what more can we ask for? Even if he's not putting in a top performance, but realistically, we can't ask for more than that. So, for his sake, it would be brilliant if he were to score tomorrow. Like he said, he was disciplined. His mentality is shifting to understanding exactly what's required at Chelsea. He scored against Man City. Fantastic. He's on a bit of form. Confidence is risen a little bit. Fantastic. If he can ride that and get another goal tomorrow and hopefully contribute to a Chelsea win or a Chelsea result, then Nicholas Jackson hopefully is going to start regularly getting goals, increasing that output, and really building on some form and establishing himself with confidence as the main man at Chelsea Football Club, who's going to get the goals. So, and that comes with confidence, that comes with form, that comes with goals. That's a striker's world. That is how it is, you know? It's like, you know, back in the day when that song, you know, this is a man's world and it is what it is. And you just know as a man what you got to do to make it your world, right? Well, Nicholas Jackson, as a striker, it's a striker's world. You know what you got to do. It's a striker's world. You can't change it, right? Get the goals. You got to get the goals. That brings the form. That brings the confidence. And that brings more goals. That's a striker's world. It is what it is. So I'm hoping tomorrow he gets a goal or 2 or more. Fantastic. And if he does, we will be here. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is my starting 11. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comment section below and let me know what you would do as well. Now, as I tell you guys before I give you the prediction, to subscribe, hit that notification bell and hit the like button if you have enjoyed this. Socials as well on screen and all listed in the description. Much appreciated. Let's get to the prediction. Paul Merson, who's been very good with predictions for Chelsea lately, has said 1-1. And for once, I'm going to disagree. Now, oh man, you know what? It's funny because every time I predict Chelsea to lose, we get a result. So I'm going to say, Newcastle 2, Chelsea 1. Reverse it. Yeah. Newcastle 2, Chelsea 1. So, another loss is coming. Yes, 2-1 win. Come on. So, yeah, that's my score. Look, I'll be honest. I'm confident. I have the hope and the belief, like I mentioned after the Man City game, that after that Man City game, we are going to do what we done against Man City again. We are going to put that level of performance in, that intensity, that amount of concentration, that execution, knowing that that is what you got to do week in, week out for Chelsea Football Club. And you can't you can't accept anything less than that. That is what needs to be done. We've proven to ourselves that we have it in us. We've done it against the best. So if we can do it against the best, we can do it against anybody. So I expect us to do it tomorrow against Newcastle. And don't take them lightly either. You know, don't show them too much respect. Show them a bit of respect, don't show them too much. Right? Don't be scared. You go out there and you put in the level of performance that you did against Manchester City, and you do that, you get a result. Because we have the talent, clearly. We now know what we have. So it's a case of going out there and performing. I reckon we will. So I honestly, and I feel like with Newcastle circumstances, it kind of works in our favour. So I am going to say Newcastle 1, Chelsea 2 as my prediction. And we'll see what happens. So let me know your thoughts down below, your predictions in the comment section below, and I will see all of you tomorrow on the watch along. Do not forget, be here. It will be, so kickoff is at 3 p.m, 2 p.m. UK time. I will be starting here on Younes Talks Football as we go through the lineup as it comes out and we await kickoff. So make sure you're here for that, and I'll catch all of you then. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night, people. Take care and peace.